Hello everybody, and welcome back to another JA Diecast video. Back with an iRacing Talks. If you watched the one, I think it was Monday, if you watched that one or listened to it, you would have heard that I was going to release one later in the week, once all the races were over, and just kind of talk about them, if there was anything to talk about. Just because there was 3 races, Xfinity on Monday, Truck Tuesday, Cup was supposed to be Wednesday, but it ended up getting rained out and moved to Thursday. So 3 races, got some stuff to talk about, and yeah. So also we have a special guest here, George Davis Flint, my friend. So decided to try and get him on, just talk to him a little bit, see what he thinks. I've been trying to do it for a while, but our schedules just never worked really until now, so we're going to try it out, talk to him. It might be a little rough because never done this with 2 people, so it might be something, but we're going to give it a shot here, and hopefully you will enjoy. So we're going to, just to make sure, remember you hold the push to talk button when you're talking here.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, let them know a little bit about you, I guess, because we're about ready to start here on the first topic when you are.
Yeah, I'm ready to go with the first topic.
Alright, well, so, if I'm being honest, it might be a little rough because I don't fully remember, the Xfinity race from Monday, but I wrote stuff down, obviously, but what I do remember from this is it was, I think, the first everybody got a penalty. Remember that? Yeah, like, I think Briscoe might have been the first one. He actually, I think, was the cause of the caution, which I don't remember, but I think he was the cause of it, and he ended up getting a speeding penalty, too. Just got him twice, and he was involved in another caution after that, but, yeah, like you were saying, a lot of penalties, but everybody got them all at once there. And one that I really wasn't expecting was Kyle Busch, especially running the Xfinity race. I was just thinking he was a little bit more experienced than that. Not to say he isn't experienced, but just enough to not make that mistake. And he did. I got what you're saying there. Just like I was saying, a lot of penalties. What I really wasn't expecting. Because as soon as I saw all the penalties, I was like, oh, there we go. Kyle Busch just won a race. Because everybody would have been so far behind. I was surprised by that. So. And then, like I kind of touched on there with Briscoe, I think he was the cause of that first caution, like I said, and then also the speeding penalty, and then a caution shortly after that. So just a bad day for him after winning. It was Darlington, right? They were still at Darlington when he did that. Or was it? I don't even remember. So, yeah, I remember the grid interview, but I just couldn't remember what track it was. But jumping right to the end of the race, from the first set of pit stops, it was really bad at the end. With I think it was with 30 to go. I don't think there was more than 5 green flag laps in that last 30 lap set. Yeah, it wasn't bad racing by any means, like with the package and everything. It just was a lot of that. I don't know. A lot of it's probably because of the limited practice that we had, but I don't know. I don't want to say that's not, but just gotta wonder if the Xfinity series and some of the characters running in that one have anything to do with it. Yeah, no, it's as, let me think of how to word this, but the racing season has been, pretty bad, just with COVID and everything and how, everything's been canceled, but within the actual races, honestly, I think every race we've had since the return has been pretty great. I don't know about you, but yeah, but that's also something I want to talk about later. But they were 4 wide when that happened. There's almost no way you come out of 4 wide at a place like Charlotte. It's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest. You know what I mean? But there's just no way to come out of 4 wide anywhere, really. Come out of the dump stadium. Yeah, they were being, pretty aggressive at times with how they were racing, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. But you remember that? I don't know if it was the last one. I think it was the last one. The last caution of that Xfinity race with Tommy Joe.
Yeah, he killed the fence. Justin Haley killed the fence. Justin Haley got the worst end of it, physically. But you got to feel for Tommy Joe. They have 5 cars in their shop. Now one's tore up.
Yeah, Tommy Joe was that was a hard hit, but even on social media and stuff afterwards, he was saying that that was probably the hardest hit of his life and things like that, and also how not only was that the hardest hit he's ever had, but that was also probably the best car, and now it's a throwaway, he said. So it sucks to see that stuff happen, and like you said, Justin Haley hit the wall pretty hard too, and when he got out, he was pretty visibly shaken up, just gingerly getting out and stuff like that, but
Yeah, Tommy Joe had a top 10 line. Since you brought up Justin Haley, who's going to end up being the top guy at college racing? seems like Ross Chastain will lead early, put on a good performance, but always something goes wrong.
Yeah, Justin. I like Justin Haley. I mean, you knew that, but he's I'm not, really all that confident yet. I know he's got some talent, but like you said, it's that part that is going to make a difference for him. But I like the both of them. Ross Chastain's definitely more aggressive, as you saw with him just drawing everybody's attention. But they're both great drivers. And like you said, it will be interesting to see which one of them kind of proves to be more efficient, I guess, would be the word. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, we can move on to the truck race. I just want to, the last thing I want to say about the Xfinity race was Daniel Hemrick, who has a probably a better reason to be called Mr. Second Place than Chase Elliott does. It's pretty close, but Daniel Hemrick finished second place so many times in the Xfinity Series win. It continued, but he finished second, which is great to see, especially after last year in Cup not going so well, and his first couple races in Xfinity not going too great either this year. So it was kind of good to see him get that P2.
We got to move on. Don't even get started on that.
Now we got time. What's going on about Daniel Hemrick here?
That's a guy who has been given too many damn opportunities and choked them all. He had trucks at Brad Keselowski, did nothing with it. He went over to RCR in the Xfinity program, did nothing with it. Got a Cup opportunity,
Okay.
did virtually nothing with it, compared to Tyler Reddick in 10 races. Now got Junior Motorsports, and he's wrecked 3 cars.
See, this is why we said we should do this. So he went to RCR in the Xfinity Series, and he didn't dominate, but he was pretty damn good. All right, and like I said. Yeah, but his last 1 or 2 years in the Xfinity program there, he dominated. I think it was like 5 or 6 second places. Close enough to get wins, never could. But he was in the playoffs. He ran good. He's not, he wasn't Austin Dillon there, but he wasn't Ty Dillon either. I mean, Ty Dillon got a win. Hemrick couldn't, but I think he ran a little bit better. Oh, I agree. I'm not saying he shouldn't have been able to win, but I don't think he's as useless as you. Speaking of which, and we'll talk about it more later, but did you see the video yesterday, first lap of the race? Yeah, well, first lap, he's starting outside pole. I think it was outside, it might have been inside, I don't even remember. But he was starting second, Joe Byron, and could have been. Yeah, but De Benedetto might have been third. But it was somewhere around there. Guido gets on Bill's ass. I mean, on it. Pushes him through turn one, through turn two. He gets off of him, right at the exit of 2, and just gets right for him. Like, just sends it door to door, beats him, aggressive, great move, love to see that. I love it. Yeah, that'd be great. I want to see him win. He deserves to win. Like you said, he rode around in the back for a long time just trying to prove himself, and he left Bill Bass Racing, to try and get a better ride, and then he did. He kind of got screwed out of the ride because of racing alliances and that kind of thing, but luckily he found a ride at Wood Brothers, so. Yeah, he's starting to turn around. One driver I'm still kind of hoping does, Cole Custer. He's not at all done what I thought he would. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty opinionated when it comes to the difference Xfinity and Cup cars. We've definitely talked about that in the past and how you feel. Whoa. Alright, hold on. What was that? Yeah, maybe. Always point out the next week. So that's about it. We had talked about before the Xfinity race. Last thing I want to say, what a choke job by Austin Cindric. I mean, yeah, but it's not just wrecking Kaz that one time at it's wrecking Kaz multiple times from once last year, I think, at Iowa. I don't know if it was Iowa. It's pretty blatant. He also did it at New Hampshire. Just drove him straight into the wall. Turn 1 and 2. It's just how he drives in general. I don't like him. I think he's kind of an arrogant driver, especially when he does his interviews and that kind of stuff. I just don't like him. That's it. Yeah, but the only problem with that rivalry is Kaz isn't getting opportunities like he should be. I mean, he's getting a part-time ride at RCR. He hasn't gotten it once this year. It's probably because it was backloaded for late summer tracks, but I forget who the other driver is. Ryan Schneider. I think it's him and Alfredo, but they've gotten it multiple times and he hasn't gotten it once. And the only difference between Kaz and Cindric and Kyle Busch can actually drive. Cindric can only drive at road courses apparently. Yeah. It's also funny as you say you can't drive in a straight line. We just got to the point in the replay where you hit the wall multiple times and hooked me. Alright, next one, truck race. That was pretty aggressive racing for the most part. Like I said, kind of the same thing as the Xfinity one. Can't say I completely remember it from Tuesday, but I'll remember some of the stuff we wrote down here. As we were making these laps for the replay, we already had a dispute on one thing, and that was the Friesen Ouji incident.
Ouji spotter should never be in that circle. He needs to find somebody else. The only thing is, Friesen wasn't underneath of the other truck. I don't even remember who it was until the second King trial. So I get it somewhat, but Ouji shouldn't have been that far up the track, and it's not his fault. But he's weird.
You said he shouldn't have been where in the track? You said he shouldn't have been somewhere on the track, but I'm pretty sure he was bottom 3 wide at the time. But
well, he was gonna be bottom 3 wide, but he drifted up too much.
No.
And Friesen hooked him.
I don't know. I thought he was going to be middle or bottom middle, 4 wide if Friesen made it work, but he didn't and just drove right in the back of him, turned him.
I wish we had video on this. I'd be pulling it up.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that sometime. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember it completely, but I'm pretty sure what happened. I'll see if I can find it, but I'm pretty sure what happened was Friesen was trying to get around him. Like you said, Ouji was in the way, but he's not the fastest vehicle driver. So he was in the way, but Friesen just didn't have any patience and drove in the back of him, from what I think I saw. No, and that was the next thing I wanted to talk about, so we'll drop that one up. Well, there he goes. There it is. Yeah, she's had her fair share of incidents and stupid moments. I think she had another one this most recent race at Charlotte. She did. She must have, because I wrote it down on the list. I don't remember what it was. But you could add them all up. Nothing's going to top what she did at Bristol last year. Where she made her spotter walk off the stand and frustrated. I don't know why I'm up here if you're not going to listen to me. In the future, you got to learn to listen to spotters when she got wrecked by a tow truck. I mean, nothing tops that. I think so. I don't know. I mean, what'd she do in ARCA? She got the pole at Daytona. That was really it. He didn't really win. Michael Self's dominated ARCA the last couple of years. Oh, him and Eckes. Let's take a look at that save again. Hold on. Yeah, and even that's been a challenge for her, so.
I see the next thing on the list. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I got when I saw Zane Smith was coming on GMS full time, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Another guy who seemingly wants to do this out of
Yeah, I'll have to look at exactly where he finished, but one thing I want to talk about, he was racing with Kyle Busch. Hey, Zane Smith. Who? What's his name? Like, nobody knows who this guy is. And he goes out there against Kyle Busch, two-time champ, and he runs him down, like, to the bottom of the track, to the wall, like, all over the track, and he gets around him, like, pulling a veteran move against the best, in my opinion, the best in racing, has been the last couple of years, and dominates every Xfinity truck race he's in. So it was a great move. And then went on to finish third.
Yeah, highest finishing truck regular. Amazing. GMS, 4 out of the top 5 finishers. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, Hendrick's done that a couple times this year. I mean, not finishing wise, but I think it was the first race at Darlington. Bill Byron, Bowman, and Jimmy were all in top 3, while Chase was back there in ninth, I think. But, they've just, something about the Chevys this year has just been good. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. They've just been performing well.
Now, I don't know the rule completely, but I could have swore, maybe it's just Cup Series, but I thought 5-car teams weren't allowed, and GMS shows up with 5 trucks. Maybe it's because one's part-time, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's part-time. At least I think it's part-time, because you're right, it is a 4-car team, and a lot of them have alliances now. Like uh, Gibbs and Levine family and Wood Brothers and Penske. But a lot of them have alliances, but I think it's that part-time thing you were talking about because, it happens at Junior Motorsports when he goes and runs Darlington, and it happens with Joe Gibbs and Xfinity when Kyle Busch runs a race, and um, I think it is a part-time thing.
Yeah, I think so. Another thing, Hallmark Friesen Racing, when they had the GMS Alliance, great organization. Since they switched to Toyota, they've kind of fallen off the cliff.
Did they though? I thought they won 2 races last year, right?
Yeah, they were still Chevy with GMS.
Oh, I thought they switched to Toyota last year. So I thought they were Toyota wins.
Let me go look. Maybe I'm wrong. No, he was a Chevy last
Yep.
year. Still GMS. But yeah, this year he just can't seem to get up front.
Yeah, well, he did find his way somewhere, and that was up Awuji's ass, so.
Now, after Daytona, Jordan Anderson, amazing finish.
Oh, yeah.
Wish he had won, but he didn't. He hasn't really, he's kind of disappointed Tuesday night.
You know who else disappointed me? Was Spencer Boyd. Finished 25th.
Hey, he's still the only winner ever at Young's Motorsports.
I'm a Spencer Boyd fan. I like him, but that was by default. You know, I mean,
Oh yeah, and I mean Tate Fogelman outdrove him. Who the hell is he? He finished 17th in Young's Motorsports equipment. So yeah, I don't know about Boyd.
yeah, I'm disappointed I mean, I don't know Fogelman that well. Like you said, who is he? But I'm disappointed that they replaced Gustine. Because I like Gustine.
I hate to say this, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's that substance thing. Because wasn't he the one that got suspended for like 4 races?
No, that was Tyler Dipple, I think, who still runs with Youngs.
Oh, I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, I didn't even hear anything about it. Gustine just disappeared. So, but also Brennan Poole though, that race, bad luck. I mean, he wrecked. You know, he was in that one caution, and I'm not a big fan of Brennan Poole. But he was in that one caution, and he goes to pit road, and then they go green, and he wrecks again that lap. It was 2 wrecks within 2 green flag laps. It was just bad luck. A lot of wrecks on Monday, Tuesday.
I think the only reason I'm a fan of Brendan Poole, I just put a D in his name, didn't even do that,
The CGR.
is because he got screwed
Yeah.
from DC Solar.
Well, so did Kyle Larson. Technically, I mean, so did Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain was supposed to be in the 42 Xfinity car this year, not the 10.
Are we even allowed to say his name?
Yeah, I don't care. I'll say Kyle Larson. I already talked about it. You probably didn't watch it, but I said I think he should get a second chance. I said my piece on it. I think it was an overreaction to kick him out and just never hear from him again. But I understand suspending him and everything. What he did wasn't okay, but I don't think it was okay to just boot him either. You know.
I know now we're talking about it 6 weeks late, but sponsors had to do it. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
If you're McDonald's, Credit One, Advent Health, whatever the hell other sponsors you had, you can't stay on board. But then, Chinese McDonald's ban black people.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that in the somewhere. I don't even know where I saw it, but I did. But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I can understand suspending him and all the sponsors dropping him for their image and stuff like that, but I don't think kicking him out and just never giving him a second. I mean, that's yet to be seen. It's too early, but um, I think he should get a second chance somewhere along the line. Granted, he probably won't take it. You're a Kyle Larson fan, so you kind of probably know more about him and his thoughts on it than I do. But yeah, like you were saying, you've said to me, not on this, but he probably doesn't want to come back for a second chance. He's probably done in NASCAR.
Oh, I definitely think he is. I've been watching him on the dirt side lately. He won a World of Outlaws race.
He's dominating.
And, in the interview after, he honestly seemed happier than he's ever been. He actually had an emotional interview, thanking everybody who stayed, supporting him. It was good to see. I think he's going to become a powerhouse in the World of Outlaws. I think he's done asphalt racing.
I mean, he was already a powerhouse. He didn't race enough, but every time he did, he pretty much won. So, I hope he's not done in asphalt. Before this incident, he was an unproblematic driver. Just went out there, raced. So I'd like to see him back, but I can understand if he doesn't want to be. And speaking of emotional interviews, like you said, we had 2 of them recently. Obviously, the Chase Briscoe one. That was something that was pretty emotional. But Brad Keselowski, when he won the Coke 600, I'm pretty sure he got choked up a little bit when he said how much it means to have the family's name on the car. So just kind of cool to see that. But
I've never seen a driver so stunned after a race that they just won it. I have so much respect for Brad Keselowski. One of the best we have. He can kind of be a tool on the racetrack, but off the racetrack he's great.
oh yeah, I like Brad. He's I mean, he's just one of those guys, you know. Does everything the right way, and he's upfront about who he is, and he just obviously I don't want to say mature because he's like 35, but he's professional. That's the word. He's very professional about how he goes about things. But last thing here for the truck race, Chase won obviously, and he got $100,000 for I think it's a coronavirus charity. I'm not sure if it is or not, but some sort of charity, right?
Yeah, it was charity of the driver's choice, but then COVID hit, so they changed it to COVID charity of the driver's choice. It'll probably be one of his sponsors, relief funds, I imagine.
Yeah, so he won $100,000, and then proceeded to do the cowbush bow. I could have gone without it, but I don't know about you.
I think it needed to happen after Darlington. Had to.
Yeah, I can see it. You know, obviously, there was that, and the fact that it was $100,000 bounty, but I don't know. It wasn't bad or anything. You know, it wasn't flipping him off or anything, but it was a little more discreet than that. Not my favorite thing, but I certainly didn't hate it.
Another race to win to add to your collection. A couple this week, actually.
Yeah, I was down to 3 left. I had what I have, the Spencer Boyd Talladega win, Ryan Blaney Talladega win, and the Brett Moffitt Veterans Day truck. I had those 3 left, and then Chase goes out and wins Charlotte trucks and the Charlotte Cup. So he's not hurting, or he's not helping my money right now. So be great to get some of that $100,000 to help pay off this collection that he's put on for me.
Chase winning the Cup race. Good segue there into talking about the Cup race. Starting right off the bat with some junk.
Yeah, I just turned on the race. Just saw Guido, like we already talked about, absolutely just terrorize Bill Byron and pass him. Get a wheelbarrow for him, but saw that happen, and then all of a sudden you see smoke. And I was kind of upset at first because I wanted to see Guido run that thing out, lead some laps. And then you see the cars that finish last every week, the 51 and 53 of Joey Gase and Garrett Smithley. So the battle of the backmarkers strikes on lap 1, I guess.
I wish Victory Racing could get something going. Just because they do have good guys in their cars that deserve to be in, decent equipment.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, all the like powerhouse teams that we see, Hendrick, Joe Gibbs, Penske, they were all made, a while ago. Just in the newer teams that we have now, they just don't perform. I don't know if it's because the support and the interest in sponsoring these teams kind of died. So to get a sponsor now is harder than it was back then. I don't know if it's the person running the team doesn't, have the best idea or experience of how to go about it and get a sponsor. I don't know what it is, but I agree. It'd be great to see those teams and those drivers get better equipment.
I think it's a mix of all of it. I think mostly it is owners making terrible decisions. Look at BJ McLeod. No reason he should be starting a Cup team at all. He can't get his Xfinity program off the ground. And Rick Ware Racing shows up with 16 cars, I believe, instead of just coming out with one or two and focusing all your attention on those.
Yeah, what they need to do is how, Front Row is doing and what GMS started to do, but, with the truck team, they built that up to, one of the best top teams, and then branched out to Xfinity a little bit. It didn't work out for them, but maybe they'll try that again. And Front Row, how they started, just recently went up to a full-time 3-car team. I think it was the start of last year with Matt Tift, who is nobody's heard from. And just recently this year stretched out to a truck team with another one of my not so favorite drivers, Todd Gilliland.
Yeah, Front Row's doing it right. They have two good drivers right now. John Hunter, I know I'm a little biased. He overperforms, I believe, the equipment. Also overperformed in the truck race, I believe, in my humble opinion. But yeah, they're doing it right. I think they're going to start coming into it. They've got good sponsors coming on board, good money coming in, except when Michael McDowell wrecks the last lap.
Yeah, that was the next thing to talk about. Chase won the race, right? Obviously. He gets wrecked at Darlington. He's leading. 3 to go. Charlotte, caution comes out. Bill Byron blows the tire. Alan Gustafson decided for some reason he wanted to see Chase Elliott that minute and lost him the race, I believe. And wouldn't you believe it, as Chase is coming to the line to win the race, somebody spins out through the grass coming to the line. If that had happened, and Jeff Gordon even said it, if that had happened a lap earlier, NASCAR would have burned to the ground. I mean, Chase fans everywhere would have been rioting. Chase would have been rioting. I'm not going to crack a Minneapolis joke like you did, but it would have been something of that idea. Maybe not to the same magnitude, but...
You and I disagree on the Alan Gustafson call. I think under the right circumstances, he would look like a genius. But seeing him on TV after the race last night, he was rocking around with a wheelbarrow, like everyone told me off for that call I made, and then I just show up with a winning race car.
Yeah, I never said that he should be replaced or anything. He's obviously won Chase races before. He's a great crew chief. I certainly hope that he stays at Hendricks with Chase, because I think that'll be a good thing. But it's just that one call I disagreed with. Even Larry McReynolds said it last night. He said, when you're leading the race, you control the race with under 5 to go. You kind of have to stay out. And the call he made originally got Chase up to 3rd, and then Jimmy got disqualified. So Chase finished 2nd, which kind of burned even more, because Brad stayed and won the race after he acquired the lead.
Just hear me out. You don't have to agree with me, but I have a couple opinions on this. First off, if Chase stays out, I think everybody behind him comes in, and then he's screwed, 100% screwed. Also, he comes in, Now he's on fresh tires, fastest car on the track. If a caution comes out, and these are hectic restarts, if a caution comes out, he gets 2 extra laps. I think he wins the race.
Oh, 100%. But, what was I going to say? I just looked at my phone. What was I going to say? Yeah, like you said, if the caution comes out. So it's dependent on that. And like we've already talked about, the call kind of has to. It depends on the race as well, you know, how out of control things have been. And the only cautions that race were, you know, for flat tires spinning out on the bottom of the track and competition cautions. So it wasn't like everybody was running into each other for that hectic restart like you were talking about. Like, I see what you're saying, and I agree with it. You know, there's certain times to do it. I don't think this was one of those times to pull that move. That's all it is. But, like, I agree and I understand what you're saying.
The other thing is, if he stays out, I don't think a single other car is going. Maybe one or two, like from 15th or something, but I think he's just a sitting duck if he stays out.
Yeah, but wasn't Jimmy third, though, at the time? So, right, wasn't he?
Yeah, but, you know, his call would be different if Chase stayed out. Everyone's call would have been different. You know, their crew chiefs were probably telling him, you know, if Chase comes in, stay out. If he stays out, you know, pull down.
Yeah, it might have been different. I feel like Jimmy's call would have depended on what Brad had done. You know, if Chase stayed out and Brad stayed out, Jimmy, I don't know, I'd like to think Jimmy would have stayed behind and pushed his teammate, but you know, if Brad Pitt, I could also Brad Pitt, but if he did pit, I could also see Jimmy coming in because there's no sense for him to start on the outside. I mean, obviously you can pull ahead and he can drop down, but that's not a guarantee.
Yeah. And moving on from that, though, I was very surprised with Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah, great day for him. Uh, where did he finish? I want to get a confirmation on that before I say where he did, but he had a great race, especially because since we returned, he hasn't been that great. He's just had some unfortunate races, including the turn one, lap one wreck in our first race back. But he had a great day. Blaney had a great day. Ran up front, or great night, I should say. And Austin Dillon hasn't been doing too bad. He had a pretty good race. Finished inside the top 10, I believe. Pretty sure he outran Reddick as well, but
Now, I think we should just expect Blaney to finish well at this point. He's one of the top dogs, in my opinion, now.
yeah, I'd like to believe that, but his consistency isn't always there. You know, like Brad and Joey's is. They're a lot more consistent. I like Blaney. If Chase ever pulled, you know, something like Larson did, and got kicked out, but
On wood.
yeah, true. But I don't think he would. I just, I don't see it. But if something like that ever happened, I'd be probably pretty quick to jump on the Blaney bandwagon. Just another guy who handles things professionally, and he's got that personality to him as well with his, you know, um, his comedy and stuff like that, and just sarcasm. But Blaney's a good guy, so it's good to see him run as up front.
You know, that's something weird about watching racing for me now. Now that Kyle Larson decided to end his career, is watching without a favorite driver. It's strange. I kind of like it though. You know, it takes the stress out of watching racing a little bit. It's more watching for enjoyment now. I don't have to really care where my one guy finishes.
I mean, you still root for John Hunter, though, right?
I mean, I'll always be a John Hunter fan now, but he's in front row motorsports. I'm not going to go, realistically, I'm not going to hope for him to win the race.
I mean, there's always hope, you know. Chris Buescher won with the same team, so you never know.
But some fog rolled in. David Reagan won with the team once or twice at Vega, but I don't fully know if John Hunter's a great late racer. I haven't seen him do it enough, especially in this aero package.
Yeah, that was the thing about Buescher's win. It wasn't even rain; it was fog covering like turn 1 and 2 at Pocono. But Chris Buescher, I wish he would do a little better. Another good guy. Don't hear about him as much as some of the other drivers, but it'd be nice to see him do a little bit better.
He was running top 10 for a good amount of the race.
Was he? I can't even remember.
I mean, he brought it home 22nd, so that's not really. He didn't finish where he could have.
Yeah, but Kyle Busch also didn't finish where he could have. You know, obviously him. Who else was it? Him, uh, Ryan Blaney, maybe. Eric Almirola and Ricky Stenhouse were 4 wide. And like we said earlier, there's just no way, or very rarely do you come out of 4 wide unscathed. And he just blew a left rear tire, I think it was, and put him a lap down. And that was kind of his race. But you just don't see that a lot out of Kyle Busch. And I even think he had a quote. I don't know if it was last night or today, but he said something about you hang out with squirrels, you're bound to get hit by a nut or something like that. And that's just pretty funny, I think.
Yeah, Almirola ran out of talent. Not the first time. I hope nobody watches this because I have some very controversial opinions.
Yeah, I wished more people would, but I like doing these. This has been a fun time, I think. Well, it's kind of like how our conversations go in person, so.
In person, they usually end up in more arguments.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I just opened this text that you sent. You want to talk about that 5 wide a little bit? Your thoughts on it? Or are you all set?
Yeah, that's the one I was touching on a little bit earlier when Priest just sent it through the grass. God bless Charlotte Motor Speedway for putting in that AstroTurf, or he would have been sent to the moon, but it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like Ryan Preece. I mean, of course, after watching this, people are going to think I like every driver. But we've seen Ryan Preece race, before he was a big-time NASCAR driver, obviously, in the modifieds and stuff. But he's just another good guy. And it's good to see him, uh, out there racing. Obviously, like to see him do a little bit better because he was dominant in the modifieds.
He was great when he was given a Joe Gibbs opportunity, too. But
Very true.
even at Joe Gibbs, and I think it'll be like this his entire career. He's a short track guy. You know, he's gonna put on his best performance when they go to a track under a mile long.
Yeah, like you were saying about going to Bristol next week. It's hopefully gonna be a lot of Guido, but I think a battle between Guido and Priest would be pretty cool too. So that'd be nice to see.
Could you imagine, man? Guido, Priest, maybe even Stenhouse rocking some momentum right now. Battling for a win. Oh my gosh.
It'd be great. I I wanna see it. I wanna see Guido up there running and Priest as well. But Bristol next week, so that means that we're pretty much or for now we're going back to normal. You know, with the Sunday races, because we've been kind of spoiled the last 2 weeks, having 7 races in 11 days. So it seemed like there was a race to watch every night, and we're not going to get that anymore. So
There's a race to watch tonight as well. The eNASCAR Coca-Cola series is right here in Atlanta.
I thought they were Tuesdays.
It was supposed to be Tuesday, but because of the truck race, they bumped it to Friday.
Oh. Oh. Well, yeah, so I guess there is a race. And, we'll have to hop on North Wilkesboro or something later, do something. But yeah, it's gonna be something going back to normal. Unfortunately, nobody will be able to be at the track in terms of spectators. But I gotta say, even though we went 7 weeks without racing, it was nice to have 7 races in 11 days. Just to have a new race every night was pretty cool.
Yes, definitely. I know you're trying to wrap it up, but now I have another topic. It reminded me. We're getting pretty soon, pretty close to the iRacing series being televised on NBC. I just have to say, that's one of the most enjoyable series for me to watch. Great racing. Very, very, what's the word? I feel like it's underappreciated.
Yeah, I think that's the correct word. I agree. They have some great racing. Um, I'm always, I'm sure you kind of feel the same way, but the real cars, nothing's better. But I tell you what, I would pick to watching an eNASCAR race any day, every day, all day, over watching a pro invitational race. Those things were just tough to watch.
Those were garbage. I think it wasn't a mistake, but it was kind of a mistake. I think those races gave the Coke Series a bad name, kind of like, oh, look at this video game where they just wreck, it's just pacing. But the Coke Series, most of those races will go green to the end, maybe one caution.
Yeah, they keep it green. I don't think it was a mistake. It helped out iRacing a lot. It kind of brought a new perspective uh, to racing, even though it's esports. It still kind of brought a spotlight to it, which is good to see. Um, but yeah, I agree. It certainly didn't help the Coke series. With all the wrecking that they did and the Kyle Larson incident, which wasn't part of the Pro Invitational, but it was still iRacing, and Bubba Wallace losing a sponsor. So it definitely had its downs between that and the wrecks, but it just gave us something to kind of talk about while we were away.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm glad we get to see some real cars and some real laps. So, but what I can say from this, I am glad that I bought 2 hours worth of a hoses session rather than just an hour, because we are currently sitting at an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah, we rambled on for a while.
But if you want to hang around here after I finish up this outro kind of thing, we can talk a little bit more. But I'm just gonna finish up the outro.
Alright, it's been fun.
Yeah, certainly. We'll have to get you on again when we got some more races to talk about. But yeah, as you heard there, a lot of fun doing this. Like I said earlier, wanted to get him on for a while, just never got the schedules to work. But I certainly hope you enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun talking about this stuff. It always is. This is probably my favorite series here that I do. I just enjoy it. I like talking about it. So, but without wasting any more time, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.